spooky season.
It is spooky season, which is weird because normally, back when we'd done the gaming channel, we made such a fuss. I've no idea why, but we adopted spooky season as like our most important one. Like if you remember, the first year we done Sanity Check, every week of October we ran games.
Aye.
We had like some games were like a week long. I ran Aliens multiple times. Richard done Witcher. Gordon ran games. Scott ran games. We ran all these big things for a couple of years when we done Sanity Check, which of course is dead and buried in the ground now. Still available on YouTube if anyone wants to go and watch. And then we just gradually just drifted off into doing nothing.
Until we thought,
sad.
you know what, we'll do something.
We'll do talking, because talking requires so little prep that we barely even do that. That's why we do one movie a month now and not three, because it was so hard to watch 3 films in a month, despite the fact that we watched loads and loads of things.
Well,
But yeah, so spooky season.
what have you watched anything recently?
Ooh, what have I watched recently? I finished Peacemaker. I was disappointed in the last episode.
Same. I was so... I don't know.
I was underwhelmed. I thought it was going a different way. It's interesting that they kind of broadened the larger DC universe with like the kind of the superhero prison. But I was also like, I mean, all right, like that seems like a B plot. Like that doesn't seem like it mattered. Because
like,
the whole episode,
the whole like you had the montage of them setting up their own company, and I thought, all right, this will be the end. I was like, this is a very short episode. Okay, this is the end. This kind of makes me a wee bit happy, and then they just basically did that to John Cena with, oh, you're now in the prison on another planet, which we'll never know if well, we will eventually know. Obviously, not in a Peacemaker season because it says that's the end of Peacemaker, but in another DC film, TV show.
That's it. There's no more seasons. Is that the final season of Peacemaker? I did not know that.
Confirmed that is the last season we'll get a Peacemaker.
Ooh, so basically going to go into feature films instead. Then yeah.
It says that's not the end of John Cena, so he will be back eventually. Don't know how. I don't.
I mean, that could be any number of things, man. He could do a Suicide Squad. He could do. Do you know? Just a very brief aside. The second Suicide movie, the Suicide Squad, my favourite of the two, and I would argue one of the best DC movies, was a box office bomb. Did you know that?
Was it? Well,
yeah,
right. I can see why, because see the first, right, so the intro's great, but see the Harley Quinn stuff, I was no interested. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Really? That's insane.
I think that's
I
ruined it a bit.
Loved that. I loved that movie. Let me just double check my maths here. Yeah, budget 185 million. Box office 160.7. In fairness, it was released in 2021, which was the COVID years.
I don't think even if we didn't have it in COVID, right? Let's say it was before COVID, I don't think that would have made money. Still,
I think it would at least made its budget. I would say it would have been your kind of lower mid-range. Like, see, if you look at most, even the ones that didn't make any money, still made about 400 million. So I reckon it would have been somewhere in that ballpark.
But this is the problem, because I've titled it Suicide Squad again, right? It's not actually called Suicide Squad again, but it's called Suicide Squad.
Well, there's Suicide Squad, then there's the Suicide Squad. That was the difference, because they didn't want to call it Suicide Squad 2, because they were trying to distance themselves a bit from that first movie, which is also why they killed off like Boomerang and all that.
People got quite like, see if you didn't follow like the DC universe or the DC news or that, you're gonna be like, why is there another Suicide Squad? The first one was dog shit. You know what I mean?
The first one, which almost made $1 billion at the box office, was dog shit.
Did it?
Which is an accurate statement. Yes, mate. Scott, oh, Jesus Christ, man! Do you not know? You see,
I'm out the loop. I really thought.
Right, sorry, I misspoke. It made 749 million at the box office.
That's because you've got all these psycho birds that want a Joker and all sort of stuff, but they're on the benefits. Sorry, I had to say.
Aye. But my point being is like that's in the second one, the budget wasn't much different, but it made nothing back. And again, not even arguably. Objectively, completely a better movie. Much better cast. They didn't waste a Will Smith in a role he shouldn't have been casted in the first place.
I still don't get why that was. Even Jared Leto.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, you know what? This isn't a suicide. That's not the film we watched, right?
I know,
It was just
that's
Peacemaker.
that's a horror itself, but we'll get to that eventually.
When somebody forces us, when we open a Patreon and somebody forces us to watch the Suicide Squad, for someone, I fucking hate this movie. Anyway, so yeah, Peacemaker. Watched the end of that. Was disappointed. Love the show. Can't wait to see what they do next with it. I hope Gunn's got a lot of big ideas. As for TV wise, so there's been some things coming up on Apple TV that I want to watch. I've not done it yet. I will.
Will you watch the Scorsese documentary?
Probably not. No.
Bastard.
Have you watched the Scorsese documentary?
I have watched 2 episodes of it, and it's pretty good.
You know what? The closest I've come to watching a TV show recently is I watched the first couple episodes of Rick and Morty again for like the 7th time. See, whenever I'm playing like computer, if I want something to watch that I don't have to watch, so I've got like 5 or 6 shows, and one of them is Rick and Morty. I just stick it on because I can look at it and be like, huh, and I can do what I'm doing. Nothing annoys me more than the TV show I've got to watch while I'm trying to like play the computer.
I went on a serial killer binge.
Oh, did you watch Geen?
Aye, but I watched a lot of stuff. Right, this became a whole talking point during my work for a while because I started watching Ed Gein stuff, and I watched. I'd say like fully a wee bit of his actual life, no his actual life, but like read bits.
Yeah, you read the wiki and you looked like some websites. Yeah, I get it, mate.
No, I went podcasts. I was like, you know what? I'll listen to a few podcasts just to know what the fuck's going on. To me, so I can't remember his name. Whoever made the Monster series, right? I don't think he got things wrong, but there's a lot of stuff that is very. How can I explain it? They've tried to make it I don't know how you call it. Like, let's say like you've done something and someone takes it out of context and makes it way worse. Like
that's
that.
what taking out of context is, yeah.
So like,
so he took some things out of context.
Aye. So there's a few things he said. There's some things I don't know what I can say on YouTube and all that sort of stuff. But there's a bit. He makes a suit of a woman, right? You guess what I'm talking about. Apparently in the original tapes, the interview tapes, he admits that he wanted to do that. He never did do it. But obviously, like the monsters, they actually do that as a thing, and they make a dance sequence it, and it's the most fucking fried thing I've ever seen. And do you know what song they use? They use the one for Buffalo Bill when he does the wee dance.
I was going to say, yeah, it's going to be a reference to that, because I mean that's a lot of that stuff was taken from a lot of movies, a lot of horror films, and all that. I've got a lot to thank Ed Gein for, because they just took it all and then, like you said, they exaggerated it and expanded on it, and things he said he was going to do but he couldn't do because he didn't know how. They're like, oh, well, we can just do that.
Because they try to say he was like transgender. In the show, they try and hint that he was transgender, and he was trying to talk to this famous German transgender on the radio transmitter thing when he was in the mental hospital, which is all that never happened at all. So they try to do that sort of stuff. I don't know why that's a thing. But then I mean, you ever got to watch this? I just realised I'm spoiling this for you.
No, just spoil away, mate. I'm never going to watch it. I don't care.
But at the end, so I watched the Mindhunter after Ed Gein, because they do a Mindhunter like the cameo at Mindhunter, so the 2 guys and the lassie, but it's not the same actors, but you can tell it's maybe Mindhunter.
Okay.
So they're meant to like try and catch Ted Bundy, and the only reason how they found Ted Bundy is because Ed Gein got fan mail from Ted Bundy to say, "Oh, I'm I'm a big fan of us," and then they try and relate it to Charles Manson, Ed Kemper, John Wayne Gacy, and all that sort of stuff. And it was just this weird thing. Like, I get what they're trying to do, right? It sounds like they're trying to do the serial killer multi-universe, whatever you call it, right?
The Marvel Cinematic Universe of serial killers.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was a bit weird.
It's a shared universe. I suppose they all did live in the same universe, in fairness. Doesn't mean they're all hanging out, though.
So it was a bit weird seeing that sort of stuff. It was good. I can see why a lot of people hated it, because like Charlie Hunnam,
he does like a voice, doesn't he? People weren't very impressed with.
He does the Winnie the Pooh kind of voice, and I was like, you know what? I don't mind it. It's like, why should they matter? The guy was a killer. Let him take the piss out the killer.
Yeah. Well, you've got to worry with a lot of these things because you can't have them looking cool.
Yeah.
because it can cause a real issue.
There's people who have Charlotte Hunnam dressed as Ed Gein as a tattoo already.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way you fight. It's the same way when people dressed up as Dahmer for Halloween. So it'll probably happen this year, I know.
I mean, it's unfortunate one of these things. They get that weird outfit. It's always that you can even without knowing what it is, I can picture what it would be, and it'll just be like awkward movements and that, and a weird voice, and then that's what they want him to look like. Whereas in real life, he was probably just a guy.
Pretty much.
Just dressed like same people, dressed kind of similar to everyone around him dressed.
But after that, I watched Mindhunter, and oh my god, what a show! I can see
both the things you've said to me. Everyone keeps telling me I watch these things. I've got a problem with
serial killers,
your kind of serial killer type shows, and that is that I don't like them. They make me sad because I'm like, these people, they killed people, and that makes me sad that people died. And then the fact that we're like, oh yeah, so just fuck you, it's not interesting. Fuck those people.
To be fair, I'm all for this. I'm not all for serial killers, right? But I'm all for I'm all for these shows in a way.
Mate, I 100% understand it. Again, like you got to remember what I do for a living.
That's true. That's true.
I've met people, right? I'm not going to say what I do. I've said it plenty of times already. But see, more often than not, they're just fucking idiots. Yeah. That's all they are. That's it.
But there's that they like the actual they get a guy as Ed Kemper. It's the guy for Umbrella Academy. Is it Hopper?
Hopper.
The big dude with the suit.
Yeah, the big English guy. He's
great as Ed Kemper. No, I mean, it's really bad the way I'm sounding this, but he's good at acting.
You're really fanboying over this. What you'll find though is actors love these kind of roles because you can just go hog wild with it because you want them to be like awful or whatever. And not, that's fine.
Same with the guy who played Manson. He looks like Manson and same mannerisms and everything. But I'm going to say less about serial killers because I don't want to get myself cancelled. But I've been watching Traitors. The celebrity.
Oh, I was going to ask which again. I'm more likely to watch Traitors than anything else. It's Traitors because everyone says it's brilliant.
Oh mate, it's good. I
should watch this show because everyone that watches it says it's amazing.
I binge watched the first season just so I know what the civilian
rules are.
Like. It's not as good as the celebrity one. Alan Carr's great.
Oh, really?
I love Alan Carr. He's so funny. I would recommend it because I think it's got 2 more weeks left. So
I don't understand. It's got about time left. Yeah,
so it's like 2 episodes a week. So it's like every Wednesday and Thursday. So at 9 o'clock. So I'm like in my bed chilling and I can watch that.
There you go.
But I'd recommend it.
Okay. I will do my best to try and watch the Traitors celebrity one. I'm sure I'd like it. It's all these kind of celeb shows or these kind of like reality shows. I end up enjoying them. I just don't think to watch them. It just never occurs to me to put them on.
Well, that's the thing, because I thought, because I originally wanted to watch Celebrity Trails because the YouTuber Nico was in it. So I thought, right, I'll watch that, see what it's like. And then, whatever happens.
Use it straight away, aye.
Pretty much. I was a bit gutted. It was like, oh my god, this is actually pretty good because it had Alan Carr, Jonathan Ross, Stephen Fry. I was like, you've got all the your big nationality.
The proper, you got the big proper like everyone knows who these folk are. Like if your mom knows who they are, it's like, well, my mom, who's are these? So these are like famous people.
Pretty much, and like everybody that I've known has watched it, and I'm like, oh my god, I thought it was only one, but I didn't know how big it was. Didn't know how big it was at all.
People talk about it all the time, and I'm like, I really should start watching this show, and I just don't. So Traitors are good. Okay. Well, what I've been doing is I've been replaying games I've played before. So I played a bunch of Final Fantasy games, really long cutscenes, got bored watching them. So then I went to play Fallout 4, which has been out for 10 years, by the way, which is insane. And what I realised was the game's kind of dull. So that's what I've been wasting my time with. But I've been working a lot, so I've not much time to consume media. But I'm looking forward to the Outer Worlds 2, which releases in a few days' time. So that's my big media content thing I'm going to be watching.
I don't think that's a thing. I've played the first one.
Yeah, the first one was good, but again, it was
alright.
A throwback. It wasn't a massive open world, but it's the kind of game I like. Also, I'm getting a bit tired of open world games where like you can go anywhere. I'm like, yeah, but just tell me where to fucking go. Like. You can explore everything. Yeah, but sometimes you just go there and there's not very much there. Like, oh, there's a guy. What's he do? He shot at you. What'd you do? You shot back. And then that was it. It's like, all right, cool.
I was doing that with Borderlands 3 a few weeks back, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so bored already.
Well, I think that's what you got. If you're going to have a massive open world, you've got to actually put things in it. That's what happened at Starfield, if anyone remembers that game. They made this, it's got a universe of planets you can go to. Oh, cool, what can you do when you get there? Nothing. So you can wander about. Is there stuff there? Not really. All right, so why would you go then? So I don't know, because it's there. Right, fine then. And Space Marine 2 is almost at the level of discount I'll accept to purchase it. So I reckon Black Friday next month, I reckon I'll get a 60% discount and I'll be buying it. That's my exciting news.
What was it going to say? Oh, I bought a new Kindle.
Ooh, a new Kindle.
I didn't need a new Kindle, but
what's the difference with the new Kindle? What's the new Kindle's stats that makes you want to purchase it?
I'll show you right now.
This episode brought to you by Amazon.
It's in colour.
Oh, there you go. So it's just a tablet now then, yeah?
Aye, pretty much.
I've lied, by the way. I did actually completely watch something that I completely forgot about. I watched Generation V. The spin-off from The Boys.
Oh, right.
I watched all the episodes. It's good. I don't say it. Weirdly enough, in Rotten Tomatoes, it rates higher than The Boys. I don't think it's as good, but it is good. You care about the characters and stuff. I'm guessing from the look, you've not watched it at all.
Can't be arsed with it. I'm not gonna lie.
It's set in a world of The Boys, and it's very good. Like they tie in like the broader Boys universe, but not so much it's overpowering. Yeah, it's well worth a watch. It's on Amazon right now.
Homelander makes a cameo. That's all I know.
Only in the first season he makes a cameo right at the very end of the last episode.
Oh, really?
And in the second season, he is mentioned several times, and somebody rejects a phone call from him, but he doesn't turn up. But like several other characters turn up, which is cool. And they're going to tie this into the final seasons of The Boys. Sorry, final season of The Boys, which we get next year.
So
I think.
I need to watch Gen V to.
I wouldn't say you might like there'll be characters that pop up because the characters from Gen V turn up at the end of season 4 of The Boys, and if you don't know who they are, like, well, who are these people? Because they just kind of turn up.
Well, I mean, I've not finished season 4 because I was like, I kind of want to wait till the last season's out till I finish season 4. I've only like 2 episodes left, I know.
Well, it's what like man, I would recommend watching Gen V because it is worth it. It is like certainly a good show, and it shows you this kind of broad range of like superheroes that aren't like top tier. Mm-hmm. So you get like a lot of like kind of the crap superpowers that people get. That's like a big plot point in it as well. Oh. I feel like I watched something else, but I can't remember what it was. So Gen V is the only thing that made an impact on me. So there you go. Oh dear. Is there?
I think that's everything for the catch up.
Oh, so do we have any movie news? Because I want to discuss a movie news item with you, but do yours first.
I have none because I've been too busy.
Forgot we'd done that.
Okay, I've been too busy this time actually.
I have some movie news because it popped up on my media device. I was like, oh, what's that? We are getting a remake of American Psycho.
I've seen this.
You have seen this? Yeah, I knew you'd seen something. And it stars, do you remember who?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Why the fuck are we getting a remake of American Psycho starring Margot Robbie? Like, with a woman in the role, it changes the dynamic. I'm like, does it?
We spoke about this before, and it wasn't meant to be Margot Robbie, because it was maybe another male, and it was me and Bobby said, I said it was Austin Butler.
I do not remember that, no. Psycho remake.
Because it was Austin Butler was maybe the leads. Or it was under Jacob Elordi. I can't mind. It was maybe they two, and then the writer, American Psycho, says no, it's none of them.
Austin Butler, there you go. Yeah, that was in 11th of December 2024. I found that one.
Aye, that's the one. Fucking hell, it was ages ago.
That was a year ago, mate. So I'm wondering if that was. Oh no, here we go. Oh, it was a rumor, to be fair, and I'm looking at the people that's saying it. And not one of them I would trust.
You have Screen Rant.
Daily Mail, Word of Real, and Bro Bible. So maybe that was a nonsense article. Maybe that article tricked me into thinking it was real. Because that did make me laugh, because I'm like, what's the point? This isn't like it has to be a man thing. It's like, but the point is he's a horrible misogynist, and he's a guy. So if you make the woman a horrible misogynist, like, what's it saying? It's like, the women's terrible. Like, he's meant to be terrible. Well, anyway, I just thought that was interesting, but I guess it could also be bullshit. So
I mean, if this is real, how different will this be? Like, it's got to be a lot. It's got to be a big different dynamic here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, there's specific things that happen in the movie that is like it's like looking down on these kind of like these what do you call them? These like finance
Wall Street
bros.
guys and that, aye.
Yeah, like they're making fun of like the way they are as people and that, and kind of making fun of these like low intelligence but upper class kind of guys that get given bullshit jobs where they sit in an office, they go for 3 hour lunches because like they work at their uncle's firm or something, you know. So like I don't know what's it saying if it like you change the lead to a woman. Also, there's a lot of weird scenes in that I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, and also, did they just say Margot Robbie's like, oh, it's like Harley Quinn? Is it? Is it though?
Well,
Or are you misunderstanding the whole thing?
I don't know how they'd make that now.
Mm.
I mean, I guess we'll watch it anyway and see what's going to happen. But
I think we would have to because I don't know what else. Like, I feel like we'd have to because I feel like I'm saying stuff. I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've got like a really intelligent way of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But the big worry with it is you can't make it cool. That's the whole point. Is that you're meant to see him for this like shallow nerd who's like pathetic.
Or you've just got to see she's a psycho bird at the same time.
Well, that's what it seems like. That's like so you've just made it a psycho woman. Is that no kind of diminishing what the character's supposed to be? Because it's like, oh yeah, just make it a woman. It's like, all right, so you just made it a crazy woman. All right, so not meant to be a satire about whatever. Anyway, we'll find out because you know what? You're probably right. I'm probably right. It probably doesn't even exist.
I mean,
it was probably some weird bit.
Two white men talk about how a woman should act.
Yeah, it's like as we're standing on this thin ice that we're on, like, oh no, what happened next? Well, Margot Robbie, hope you win an Oscar for that. Maybe she plays a man in it. There you go.
Fuck knows.
Problem solved. So that was my only movie thing that I've seen recently. I am going to go and see the new Predator movie as well when it comes out the next month. I'm very excited about it.
Oh, not bad.
Predator Badlands.
I forgot that's you. I've literally I'm so at the loop in film news. That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Which is weird because Logan was our film guy for the longest time, and now that he works like an adult for a living, doesn't do any of it.
Actually, I've got one. So you know how Scotland Glasgow has had the biggest cinema, the tallest cinema.
Okay. Oh, is that the Cineworld?
Aye. So it's getting taken over by another cinema called Omniplex, which is an Irish brand of cinema.
Oh.
And people are saying Omniplex is really good.
Exciting.
So,
was the Cineworld? Is that where they had the 4DX place?
Aye, Renfrew Street.
Okay. Right.
It's got to open in summer 2026.
Nice.
So just in time for the Commonwealth Games.
Do we want to touch on the things we were saying about the cons earlier on, or shall we move on?
Well, we're in about 24 minutes, so do you want to pass that, or it's up to you?
We'll just pass it. We'll wait till next time round, and we'll see if we get more information comes out.
Well, we're here for the main reason.
Ooh.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Do you want me to just go through what?
Tell what you've got, mate. Yeah. Throw some facts and figures at me.
So it was directed by Robert Rodriguez, which I completely forgot he done the Spy Kids films.
Really? That's what he's that was his moneymaker. That's what he made most of his money from.
So it's a bit weird thinking because this is a weird thing. I've seen From Dusk Till Dawn as a child, right? Which probably wasn't the best to seen that, right? But we're here now, and I'm reliving it. And it was written by Quentin Tarantino. This was his third screenplay after Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. So this was right after Pulp Fiction. It was produced by Lawrence Bender. Also produced Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. The original concept, the idea came from a short story by Robert Kurtzman of KNBEFX Group. He wanted a film that combined two genres, a crime thriller and a vampire horror, to showcase his practical effects of his studio skills. Tarantino agreed to write the script for $1,500, but only if Kurtzman's company did the special effects makeup for Reservoir Dogs in the exchange.
And do you remember specifically what you said for that?
No.
It was the ear shooting scene. You wanted that done for free.
That makes a lot of sense. Because I was thinking, what is there's only two kind of special effects. The
Not your shoot, sorry, their cutting scene. I said shoot because he cuts it off.
Your cutting scene, and when Mr. White is bloodied in the boot, the fucking, oh my god, I can't speak today. The back of the seat of the motor when they get shot.
Yeah.
It was originally intended to be a straight film horror, but Tarantino's rewrite shifted it into a genre-blending crime movie that turns into a horror film halfway through. Do you know this was George Clooney's first major lead?
I do. He got paid $250,000 for doing it, and he got asked to be the lead because Tarantino had, I think, directed an episode of ER.
Yeah.
Met Clooney, and then they went through a whole list of people for the lead in the movie. They all said no, including like your John Travolta's. There's like some relatively big names, Robert De Niro and all that. They all said no because they basically the script read like quite a schlocky like B movie. They're like no. Travolta specifically said it's because he's not interested in vampire movies. I don't know why. So then eventually went with all these people, and then George Clooney, because George Clooney wanted to do something that broke away from the good guy doctor, so they could like show his range. Which great casting.
It's weird that launched his career.
It was a shock to remember that, because obviously I remember the big career he had, because a lot of rom-coms and that kind of stuff. But that's what transitioned him from TV to movie. That was the role. A $19 million, relatively kind of B-movie type thing. But just because of all the talent involved in it, it kind of elevated the full thing. Well, we'll talk about that a bit as we go through the movie.
Juliette Lewis joined after her breakout in Natural Born Killers. Another violence.
Which again was where she met Quentin Tarantino.
I was just getting to it, Lee.
Sorry, mate, sorry.
I was about to say it was another violent stylized film that Tarantino wrote for, although Oliver Stone directed that, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think Tarantino done the script or some kind of script edits or something. Or was like a story credit by, I forget the exact thing, but yeah.
Tarantino cast himself as Richie because he knew how disturbing the character that he wanted the character to be. But he also described...
He cast himself. Good.
He described Richie as the kind of guy you'd never want in the room with your sister.
Also, I would argue that he cast himself because he knew how many women's feet he was going to get to touch.
Do you know, I was trying to find a lot of stuff about him with feet, about this, but I couldn't find anything. Maybe my researching was shite for this.
Sorry about the feet thing. Because every movie he's in, man, he seems to get a woman's foot in his mouth.
I know he wrote, although I always last mentioned it. He wrote From Dusk Till Dawn because you've got the foot shot of Juliette. What's her name? Juliette Lewis. You've got his scene with him, Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek, yeah,
dancing and her feet is in his mouth while he'll try to pour the tequila on him. It's a bit.
That one I know, but he's a creep.
I guess that would be his second foot.
You miss it. You've missed one at the beginning of the movie when he's got the bank teller. He asks her to come and sit beside him on the bed,
right?
And he is wearing his shoes, and he says, "Oh, take your shoes off," before she sits in the bed.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yep. Fucking creep.
This
friend of the pod.
Thank you, Tarantino. No, this really surprised me. I don't know how this took me so long to realise who this was. The ex-preacher was Harvey Keitel.
Well, yeah, obviously.
That blew my
Winston
mind.
Wolfe, yeah. Did it, eh?
I was literally searching this. I was like, I was like to myself, like, I wonder what this guy's done because I've never seen him in anything else. And it comes up.
And you're like, oh wait a minute.
Mate, genuinely, I don't know how. My brain cannot process that was Harvey Keitel.
There was another bit of casting information which literally blew my mind. Now, at the beginning of sorry, give me 1 second. What's up? What you want, then? Okay. Yvonne's looking at me. I feel like she's going to do something.
Is it because we're about to talk about Salma Hayek?
Oh, too loud or something? What? Okay. When someone comes in and stares at you, you get paranoid. Right, so another bit of casting, which I thought was interesting, was at the beginning of the movie, in the Benny's World of Alcohol, or Benny's World of Beer, whatever it's called, the clerk, the first two people they asked to play that role was Tim Roth and Steve Buscemi.
I would see Steve Buscemi doing that.
I could see either. As soon as he said it, I'm like, oh, because the guy they got to play, his name I forgot, he went on to win an Oscar, by the way, which is really funny because he mentions winning an Oscar in that. I don't know. You know, I'm being cruel. Let's just look it up.
The, American. What's it? Oh my god, I'm so shit at films now.
Right, John Hawkes is his name. He's been nominated. No, sorry, didn't win. He got nominated for an Academy Award, and he's been in. Jesus Christ, man, give me a second. For his performance in Winter's Bone.
Never heard it.
That does sound familiar to me. I feel like that's Jennifer Lawrence, isn't it?
That's our next episode is Winterbone.
Winterbone, but yeah, and So anyway, so that was interesting because I was like, that's really cool. Like I would like to know more. So yeah, that was cool. I thought that was a really interesting bit of casting because I feel like that guy looks like a cross between Steve Buscemi and Tim Roth. So yeah,
I can see that too.
So anyway, where were we? So yeah, Salma Hayek. Yeah,
Salma Hayek. That was her breakout for an international moment, which I did not know.
She basically, did you see the stuff about why she got, not so much why she got the role, but why she accepted the role?
Aye, but no, maybe. Let's get back to it in a second. I've got a few questions for you. Do you think Clooney's character is actually a hero or just less of an evil criminal?
I would say that he is at best an anti-hero, and at worst he's just not. He's a villain, but he's not like a completely evil villain. Like Richie is a completely evil villain. The only thing that keeps him in check is his kind of the bond with his brother. And Clooney, Seth Gecko, is pretty much all the way evil, but he at least has the code he lives by, because he does reference the code. Doesn't say, this is my code. He's like a professional. So he's like, well, if you don't have to kill people you don't kill, you don't have to kill them, then you don't do it. You don't rape women, because why would you do that? But, you know, he also does politely say he's going to go and beat the shit out of that bouncer because he put his hand on him. So, you know, he's got... So, yeah. At best an anti-hero, but more likely a villain with a code.
He's not that fucked up, but he's a bit fucked up.
Yeah.
Do you think this film would work today if it starred an unknown actor instead of a TV heartthrob like Clooney?
I think this movie, without somebody famous or without the talent in it that had in it, would be a B-movie kind of schlock fest that would turn up on Netflix if you're lucky, or more likely one of the kind of horror streaming networks that I've never heard of.
Like Trigger, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, one of those.
Shudder.
Shudder, is that what it's...
Please advertise us. We'd be okay.
Please sponsor the COD. We'll be nice. I'll even get your service and watch something on it.
It's actually pretty good. But I'm not advertising it. Fuck who's using it? You fucking talk to us about that.
Use money.
Do you know what the budget was?
I do know exactly what it was. It was $19 million.
Okay, fuck you then.
I sat and watched things about this, mate. I actually paid attention because I love this movie.
Box office.
Oh, it wasn't massively high, but it like doubled its budget, like 40 million.
59.3 million worldwide.
Ooh. My memory was not as good in that as I thought.
Do you know how much the opening weekend was?
Well, I'd never even thought to look at that. I'd say, 7 million?
10 million, a solid hit for a violent R-rated genre film.
Well, that's the secret of horror movies. You have to make them cheap, and then you know roughly where they're making. Like, this movie these days would make about $80 million, but it would have cost, 15 to make.
It would have been an 18, because you know how the blood was green? So if they changed it...
Some of the blood was green.
Aye, but that's the only reason why it went...
The vampire blood? Yeah.
Well, for the vampires, basically, sorry. Apparently...
Because Richie's blood was very red.
I know. I even the horn scene. Apparently for the vampires, they had to make it green, so it would be an R-rated film instead of an 18.
Yeah, I did read that. I was a bit kind of confused because they get bit red blood, they get shot red blood, and then a couple of scenes it's green, but it's not consistently green. Like sometimes it's green, other times it's not. So I don't know. Yeah, I get there must be like a limit to how much blood you can have. It's like
it's
it's green.
It just reminds me of that time in Taxi Driver how they said no to Taxi Driver to be a film because how much it was too bloody, and they had to saturate it to pink.
Yeah, so there's like really weird rules with things. Like, I mean, the most obvious one to do is talk about Team America: World Police. When the movie was going to be a higher rating, so they had to cut down the puppets. And like Matt and Trey Stone were like, puppet sex. They don't have genitals. It was literally just puppets with nothing, like banging against each other. And they actually had to cut some of that out because it gave it a higher like rating. I was like, that's mad. So there you go.
That's so weird, honestly.
Interesting enough though, they dropped the F-bomb slur in this one all the time, so you wouldn't get away with that these days. The one that means homosexual.
Oh, right. I was like, you can't say fuck anymore. What?
You can't say fuck. No, you can say fuck. You can't say the one that rhymes with maggot.
What was I going to say? You know about? Sorry, what have you got to say about Salma Hayek? How she got the role?
Oh, Salma Hayek took the role because, first of all, they asked her to do it. I read 2 stories, so they asked her to do it because she had done a stripper scene in an earlier movie for them with no nudity and they didn't show her face, so she's got paid some money for that. So they knew she could dance and that she could do a stripper scene. So they asked her based on that, and she's like, I don't know if I want to do this, especially because she's scared of snakes. She didn't want to have the python on her.
Yeah.
So she had to, but she was a bit umming and on. So they said instead to her, Madonna is actually quite interested in taking this role, and she's like, I'd rather have it than Madonna get it. So, and apparently they'd worked with Madonna on one of their shorts they'd done like a section of a different movie, and that's how they knew. Because at first I was like, why would she believe that Madonna was interested? But they had worked with Madonna previously. I wish I remembered that part of the story. But you can Google it. No, it wasn't Desperado. It was something else. They basically done a short for part of a different movie. So yeah, that's where that came in. But yeah, she was deathly terrified of snakes, and she had to go like 3 months of like counselling so she could work with the snake. But yeah, from her performance,
she couldn't choreograph her dance because also it's a fucking live snake. You can't just.
Well, that's what because they were going to give her a choreographer, and she went, look, there's no point because I don't know what the snake's going to do. So if I start doing the choreography and it goes the wrong way, I would not. I'll just have to let it. So, but see if you actually look at her dance is just a lot of her kind of moving like this. Yeah, and they're very, very beautiful, and like it's perfectly adequate stripper dance. But it's not like you're like, well, the choreography. You're just like, yeah, it's just a hot woman moving, which is great.
Do you know what the snake's called?
The snake. So Burmese python. It was an albino one.
What's his name?
Oh, Dave or something.
It was called Tito.
Tito.
I don't know how I found that. Why?
Weirdly enough, the band that were playing were Tito and Tarantula. Might not be Tito and Tarantula. You maybe Google that one. Might have that wrong.
Do you know there was something about After Dark? I don't know what the singer from After Dark was in the film, and I don't know if he was a part of the band. I don't know where he was in it. But this is the one thing I didn't like doing, but I did find this. So you know how Tom Savini?
Yes, I do know Tom Savini. Yes.
We'll call him the Machine because I don't want to say that first bit in case it kills us off on YouTube, right?
We literally said fuck earlier on.
I know, but we can say fuck. We can't say.
Right, it rhymes with Lex. So Lex. Pause. Machine. Yeah.
Hex. You know
machine?
his pal in it, the guy with the long blonde hair.
Yes.
Do you know who that was?
I've seen this as well. That was like the art designer or something, like one of the other guys, that like one of the effects designers or something.
Yeah, but do you know who it was?
No.
Greg Nicotino.
Yeah, but what would I know him from?
He was the special effects artist for The Walking Dead.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
Did you not know that?
Well, truth be told, I watched 2 separate documentaries about this. I watched the full thing today. I watched the movie when I got up this morning. Then I thought, I need to do more research for this. So I sat on the IMDb and I read the trivia page, right? I thought, okay, some of that's interesting. Then I watched a YouTube documentary about it. And about 15 minutes in, I realized that the entire YouTube documentary is just someone who'd read the trivia page and then saying the information. I was like, cheeky bastards. So then I went and watched the famous documentary made about it, which I mentioned to Logan earlier on, which is called Full Tilt Boogie. And I watched that as well, which is why for once I actually know stuff about the movie.
I really thought this was a film you wanted to watch for the next episode. I was like, what the fuck's this?
No, full tilt, but yeah, because Logan hadn't heard it, but I vaguely had in my brain, that's like, I'm sure there's a documentary about this film. And I looked up, and it turns out most of the documentaries about the difficulty they had in shooting, because Rodriguez uses non-union crews, but this was shot in California, and they're like, you can't use non-union crews. And it was a whole big thing.
Oh, really?
And I'll be honest, in the documentary, I didn't like the way, because they were like, oh yeah, we don't want to do this because they're forcing these things on us. I was like, it doesn't sound like they're forcing it, but then again, I'm a union man. So I'm like, it sounded to me like they're just trying to get it cheaper. And then when they actually said how much more expensive it would be, $300,000 more expensive, I'm like, that's not a lot. So, in terms of like movie making, I don't have $300,000. But anyway, so yeah. So anyway, back to the point. So the guy, I didn't know the guy was for Walking Dead. That's incredible.
So he was the guy that made. He was also on Jaws. He done the special effects for Jaws.
I mean, they were all very famous.
The 50th anniversary, he speaks about it quite often. I didn't know he done Jaws. So he worked with Tom Savini to do the special effects. So also, if you don't know Tom Savini, he done special effects for Dawn of the Dead, Friday the 13th. Try to see what else he done, but they're the two main ones I can think of.
All your kind of gory, kind of splatterfest then, yeah?
So he had full control of his design, his own character weapons, and vampire makeup. The vampire prosthetics and gore effects were entirely practical, no CGI.
There was actually some CGI. Now, I don't know if you know this. Well, I'm going to say it because I've started going. So they did cheat a little bit because they only had how many costumes, Logan, in total?
80.
6.
Oh,
no,
6?
They had six full vampire costumes. So they had to like film them and then double them up for the screen and then double them up again and then. So in that whole film, there was 6 full vampire costumes, and the rest of it was masks. There was like. But the rest of it wasn't full costume. It was bits and pieces of costumes, which I thought which blew my mind because I'd never noticed it. When you watch it now, it's more obvious because you were watching it in HD and we're watching it in bigger tellies. But yeah.
Well, I found a really terrible copy on my totally illegal Fire Stick. So I had like your olden days like fucking gritty.
Well, it's in 4:3 on the TV and that big black bars down the side. It's in black and white. Looks like someone shot it in like a video camera for the 90s.
Do you know how much separate creature makeup still is?
Ooh, I do not know.
80.
That makes sense, yeah. Because I mean, you had like Hex Space Machine had like the kind of face. He had like the kind of weird makeup. The guy that's never named, Frost, is the Vietnam vet guy, who's also a famous actor whose name's escaping me right now. Do you have it?
No.
Hold on, I should know that one. That's ridiculous.
The son?
No, that was Ernest Liu. I know that one. Frost, Fred Williamson, the big fella that was like beating them all up. Oh, he's the guy that throws the. Actually, I want to talk about that separately, so I don't want to say that just now. But he's done a lot of.
The bit when
I don't want to talk about the kills yet because I'm going to ask you what your favourite kills.
Right, okay. I know that's a good question. Right.
Yeah.
Right, we'll get back to
that. Right, sorry. The guy's name's Fred Williamson. He's massive blaxploitation films. Owns his own production company. So he had like his was actually one of my least favourite makeups. The one with the kind of weird mouth, and I wasn't so keen on that one.
Right, we'll get to that. But that was actually going to be my question. Do you prefer the look of the vampires compared to like modern CGI horror?
I think because these ones are hideous, like I think just as far as terrifying vampires go, like they are scarier. Like see ones that are like handsome and like not into it. I like it when they're like monstrous. Like there's no mess about like, oh, are they a vampire? I don't know. Like you're not gonna fancy these vampires. See if these vampires were in Twilight, no one would have been fancying these vampires. And I like that. Like they're just monsters.
Do you think like the prosthetics give you that cult vibe?
Absolutely, yeah. The this movie is nothing without that level of makeup, and it was good makeup. Like for the time period, and even today, the vast majority of it holds up.
I've got a few other wee details about the cast.
Go ahead.
Danny Trejo. Oh man,
oh god, how young and handsome was he in that
he
film?
was beautiful.
Chiseled. Oh my god, see this? I was like, that's Danny. He was chiseled out of like marble. He was gorgeous. It was ridiculous.
You know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to see him from Spy Kids to like him in From Dusk Till Dawn. He obviously became the like the way Scorsese is with De Niro. He was Robert Rodriguez's familiar face. I've actually just lost my notes. Sorry, they've got it. Like, so you done Desperado, Machete.
I just have to throw in here as well, by the way, he was 51 when that was filmed.
No, he wasn't.
That's what he looked like at 51 years old.
What is he now then?
He is 81-year-old.
Mate,
I just quickly checked his name. It was 1944 he was born. That was made in 1995. That is 51 years. Quickly done maths. He was 51 in that movie, and he was ridiculous. Like, good for you, Danny Trejo.
If anyone has Danny Trejo's number, go ask him what his skincare routine is. Thank you. Mate, that's so surprising. He looks like a bit.
That literally threw me. I thought he was about maybe early 40s when I seen that there. 51 years old, Danny Trejo. Good for him.
This was another one. Cheech.
Cheech Marin.
He plays 3 characters, which
he does.
First time I've realised. I don't know how. He obviously plays the border control guard, the bar greeter who gets beaten up by Richie, and
we got white, we got black, we got Hispanic, we got smelly, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, hilarious.
You've got the Carlos.
I don't know if that sounds like Cheech Man.
Carlos, the gangster. This was also to save budget and for a comic effect, which was great. I liked it.
Mate, it made me laugh. Weirdly, I never noticed it the first time I watched the movie. I think like I registered, but it didn't occur to me. And then when I watched it again, I'm like, oh, he's in it 3 times. That's why I'm getting like this weird, like I'm remembering it wrong. Also, fun fact: when he's a border guard, his name is Oscar Marin. Mm-hmm. That's his dad's name. His dad was an LAPD cop. So that was a wee nod to because it's a Quentin Tarantino. There's a lot of kind of wee Easter eggs that mean nothing to anybody unless you find out. Like, oh, that's cool. I've got some more of them, but we'll come back to that.
Tom Savini's crotch gun.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about this?
No, I know there was like kind of a bit of a furor, a bit of a hubbub about it because people says the recoil would like getting kicked in the nuts every time he used it, but they kind of disputed that. They're like, nah, fuck you.
No, I didn't get in this. I got something different.
Go then.
So the cod piece revolver was fully functional and designed by the KNB EAFX, and actually fired blanks.
Oh, that's funny.
I did that.
That's fun.
Rodriguez reportedly said that he shot the film in 10 weeks with multiple cameras for fast coverage. He said that on the Joe Rogan podcast. That's what I found out.
Interesting. I heard it was a 5-week shoot, but that might be post-production and everything as well, because that could be other things. So maybe they were on location for 5 weeks, and then the other 5 weeks could easily been like doing other things.
I'm sure he said it was between the December time to March.
Oh, I'm not disputing it. Could mean anything. I don't know a lot about movie making.
But do you want to go through? I had a few other things about why the film's good, but we'll go through that later on.
Oh god, I wish. So the references in it, the broken glasses are a reference to because Richie gets his glasses broken when
George Clooney
punches him in the face, and that's a reference to a movie, and it's a blank. I really should have wrote it down. I want to say it's Straw Dogs or something. Broken glasses. Dust to Dawn. Dawn reference. While I'm doing that, I will say that the other reference, which I thought was cool, is that so the guys are vampire hunters, kind of by the end of it, and they're called the Gecko Brothers. The Gecko Brothers are a reference to 1980 movie The Lost Boys, and it was the Frog Brothers. So anyone with a lizard surname is a vampire hunter.
That's so weird. That's not a thing.
Mate, I would never in a million years have thought of that. Which I thought was quite interesting. The other one was the Oscar Marin one was done. And no, No. Okay, sorry. There are a reference, guys, but I can't remember what it was. I should have wrote that one down. It's a reference to a movie poster of somebody with broken glasses. I think it's Straw Dogs, but I could be wrong. And the other one I picked up on was... I didn't pick up on... That was in the documentary. That's how I know it. Oh, gone. Okay, cool. But those were... I thought those were some cool things. It's a Quentin Tarantino, so it's peppered throughout it.
I was going to say, see when you first watched this, what was your reaction when they done the vampire twist for the first time?
Well, I think I might have told this story before, but I went into this movie blind. I got it on VHS. It was my dad came through to my bedroom, went, Lee, you will love this movie. There you go. It was back when they came in blank cases that just said, like, video shop on them. So I just picked up, dusted on, okay, put it in, and watched this movie. I had no idea that it was any, because you didn't get movie things on telly, especially not for movies like this. Hadn't been advertised. At that age, it wasn't something I really picked up on. I was blown away. I did not see it coming. I was genuinely shocked. I was like, oh my God, vampires, this is so cool. But I've since later on learned that even in the original trailers, they didn't put much of the vampire stuff in it. If anything, it was sold as a movie where that's why they say genre blending. You're not supposed to know there's vampires in it. That's meant to be like a bam shock. And it absolutely was. But yeah, it functioned really well as a crime movie. And then when they smashed that, and I was like, this is amazing. I love people fighting vampires.
What do you think works better, the crime bit or the vampire horror part? It's hard, isn't it?
I would say, look, you're talking about two things that I love, but I would have liked to see just the crime version of this.
I was saying this, I know. I was thinking to myself, I wonder what happened. I
would have loved to see how that played out, because the crime bit was very compelling. Like, they were really compelling criminals. And then you flung, but I like flinging people. There's a trope that you can use. I'm a TTRPG player, and one of the big problems you get is that people, two kids, biatch. There's a problem you run into is that people know what type of game they're playing. But if you can get a system that covers anything, and then you say, okay, you guys wake up in a room, they don't know what they're playing. So, like, if you and I knew we were in a slasher movie, we would be like, well, we don't go in the barn. We just jump in a car and we leave. If you know you're in like an alien sci-fi movie where aliens are going to eat you, there's things you don't do. So that's what you want. You want films to be completely unknown. Films should come in a blank disc with like film 7 on it, and you should put it in, and what you get's what you get, and that'd be like exciting and interesting every time. But that wouldn't work.
I agree.
Aye. Because I think that'd be amazing. It's just like, here's film. What's film? Doesn't even have a name. It's just it's a romantic comedy. Halfway through, aliens attack. Oh, I didn't see that coming. And there you go. But yeah, I would have liked to see that.
Do you think?
And also, good.
Every actor played a role perfectly, like compared to George Clooney being that not edgy, always on edge criminal. You've got Tarantino's mental case and psychopath, and you've got Harvey Keitel's.
This film was elevated by its cast, 100% elevated by its cast. There's nobody that played a bad role. All your main speaking people were fantastic. I feel bad that Ernest Liu. It was just like, I'm here as well. It's like, cool, you're just nobody. Because he didn't go into. I don't think he was in. I think he was in like 2 more films in his career.
Aye, but
and this was like his breakout role.
Unish teacher.
I've no idea anything about him. I tried to find stuff and I couldn't find it.
He became a university teacher, but I don't know.
Good for him. Yeah, because I looked, even when I went to like Instagram, because sometimes they have like Instagrams, couldn't even find that. I found an Ernest Liu, but it wasn't him. I mean, like, this is it. Like, imagine you're introducing Ernest Liu, and you're standing in the room with Tarantino, who's not a good actor, Clooney, Juliette Lewis, Harvey Keitel, and then you're the other guy.
He's like, I'm just here.
I'm also here. It's like, yes, you are. Good for you.
Which side character do you think stands out the most?
Sorry, which
side character stands out the most?
Oh, I would argue that Frost and Hex ... Machine are excellent characters, but Cheech Marin, man, as the guy at the front door is hilarious. Like, he is the most memorable character that's not the 2 main ones in that film. Like, I mean, literally, I was like thinking of like a an impression of him that whole way through. I'm like, how can I do this? It's not racist, is it? That's fine. But I think he was brilliant and he was great in it. Because see, when he gives the doing, you think that's him out the movie, and then he comes back in, and you're like, oh, I didn't think they were going to do
He's
that.
technically the one that starts the chaos in a way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, like, there's no point in questioning the logic of movies, because why would you bother? Because he was a vampire guy, so why did he even, like, we're going to eat everyone anyway? Were they going to eat everyone? Were they just going to eat a few of them? Who knows? Because I think the vampires revealed themselves pretty quick. Like, they're like, well, rah!
Aye.
So that was that.
I think the bit where it's like Salma Hayek is just standing there and you can see her little breathing, like, oh, there's blood kind of like she needs it kind of
blood.
I thought it was kind of good.
Yeah.
I'm out all the questions. So what was your questions?
Right, my question was going to be, what was your favourite vampire kill?
I've got to say when I'm beating the big bastard and then Frost. I know Frost knew, and he's got the heart. Stabs it.
Mate, that I genuinely laughed when I was watching that. As far as like, that is hilarious because they're like they pulls out the heart, and because it's the look in his face, he's like, "I'm still alive," like without just saying it at all. He just looks, he's like, "So
that's got to be
I didn't kill him."
Indiana Jones. It's got to be.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But yeah, that made me laugh so much. I was like, "What? It's a pencil." Now, just as a side note to that, obviously at the end, I'm not going to make. Well, I'll bring it up very briefly. The vampires seem to be winning the overall fight, and then at the end, they've kind of everyone's dead apart from the 4 stripper vampires. Are like, whoa, we're screwed. But Harvey Keitel, who as far as I can tell had done nothing the entire fight, was all of a sudden a badass. Fair enough. And then you've got Frost and you've got Mr. Machine. Mm-hmm. They've been badasses the whole way, and you've got George Clooney. He's obviously the hero. He's out. But Frost doesn't get another weapon. He just uses the pencil, which I thought was amazing because they all pick up like stakes and stuff, and he's like, "Nah, I've got a pencil." Kills him with a pencil. He's like, oh, that genuinely made me laugh because that was clearly a choice. He's like, "No, I'm absolutely a badass. I'm going to do this." So I like that. My favorite vampire kill, aside from the one you said, because that one was very, very good, was when Frost again. Always Frost impales the 4 strippers on the table legs. He just kicks them on the table and just keeps. It looks like he's made a point of putting them on his shoulders every time. So instead of just killing them, he's just like, "No, come here." Oh, that's another one. I was like, that's the most inefficient way of killing vampires.
I forgot about that. I really forgot.
That was so funny.
Do you know it's also a good one? It sounds so daft, but I just liked it. Was see when Juliette Lewis, is that something in it? Juliette Lewis?
Yeah, Juliette Lewis, yeah.
And she's like, she's just standing there with the body's like, I've got to try and kill this one, but I'm too scared to. And then he pops up and just she gets that.
She plugs him. Yeah, she gets him. That was solid. Although I did notice that he didn't catch fire after she stabbed him, which was weird. Everyone else did, but he didn't. But I'm sure he caught fire later on. So those were really good kills. I wasn't weird enough when Frost does die because Harvey Keitel smashes the shotgun through him. It just he kind of goes to hit him and he just kind of goes oh and then just dies. I'm like, that's weird. Like, he dies of fear. Like, is that a thing? Like, I wasn't really clear on what was going on there. I think it was just for the effect.
I thought it was because the sun threw holy water, and I thought, oh, well, that makes sense. But also, you don't see.
No, I never noticed that. I mean, maybe I missed it. Because I was confused as to why this shotgun was working. Like, did they bless the bullets or something?
No, to see the pump action shotgun, like, because it's the handle.
Aye. Yeah, the never-ending bullet shotgun. Yeah.
They just basically just forced it.
Apparently they're killed by stakes, by sunlight, by holy water, by garlic. Also shotguns. Shotguns kill them.
Aye, but
I mean,
but you missed it. They engraved the cross onto the bullets.
They done it in the bullets, didn't they?
Aye, so
I wasn't sure if they. I mean, look, I'm not saying you can't just bless the bullets as well, because why not? Like, it's crazy.
I'm guessing they've done that for the shotguns, but then it wouldn't make sense. But it's not real life anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. They were blowing up at one point. Like when she shoots her brother, when he's getting it, he explodes. They quite often explode. I'm like, all right, that's fine. It still looks cool.
Well, you got to say about the makeup about Frost.
I wasn't so keen to see his vampire face with the kind of weird big mouse. Wasn't keen on that one.
I was unhappy
it just looked. I don't. It wasn't like it just was gross, but like kind of liked it when they look cool. Mm-hmm. And I like he just looks kind of like he's got like a big fanny in his face.
Can you tell he kind of got a good one?
think so.
Aye,
I think he looked kind of Freddy-esque. Also, I don't know why Harvey Keitel didn't drink a bunch of holy water before he went into the fight.
Mate,
because then, like, as soon as he turned,
so
but whatever.
I can't believe
What?
you just said that.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking about what happens if you just had holy water in his mouth and just held it in.
Yeah.
I was actually
Why
thinking
not?
that. That's so weird. You said that.
And again, movie logic, it doesn't matter, but it's like, well, they've had the water. Like, we've covered that they've got the water, so just cover yourself in it. So you'll still be wet when you're out there. Like, you put it in your trousers, whatever, they'll still be soaking.
Drank the water that healed them. No?
I wasn't really clear on that, because I thought maybe that's why it took longer for him to turn, because some people turn really quickly, but he didn't. I guess it's because he's so holy that, like, it was fighting off the vampire infection. But whatever, it's maybe I don't want to, like, lean too heavily on it because it's stupid.
It's a cult B movie, kind of B movie film.
Yeah. It's an elevated B movie, so that made me laugh. I enjoyed that.
What's your opinions on the ending? Like the big reveal?
Yeah, that was clever. It was enough. It was plenty for me. I was like, yeah, Aztec Temple or Inca Temple, whatever it was. Yeah, that's cool because it's like ties into like, oh, like they were a vampire of like baby killer, not vampire, an empire of baby killers. So yeah, they prey on the bikers and the truckers, and
like big
they dump them.
Big feeding ground.
Yeah, makes sense. So it's enough. Like, that's all I need. I don't need you to like delve into the like. I think the future ones like delve into the backstory. I wouldn't need that. Like, no, Vampire Temple, no problem. Let's move on. That was pretty cool.
3 other films and it got a TV show.
I watched a little bit of the TV show. I lost interest immediately, so I didn't bother.
It was just after the obviously the Aztec Temple and that, and I was like, how are they going to keep this going? And then it was like, obviously whoever's playing Salma Hayek's character, she's still alive.
Well, the third one is like her, what she was, because she was somebody, she was like a daughter of some guy, and that's her becoming a vampire. I'm not sure how she lasted so long because those vampires were pretty easy to kill.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
and Richie survives and all. I think he becomes a vampire, but doesn't he die? It was so weird.
I think for the TV show, like they've extended a lot of stuff because like they end up fighting vampires like more often than not. Aye. I did own the second one. I had the second film on DVD. It's not very good. Oh. Danny Trejo's in it again, so I think it's set before the first one.
He's in all of them except for the TV show.
Oh, there you go. So that was cool. Now, do you want me to tell you my favourite scene in the movie?
I was going to ask you what was your favourite weapon, but...
Oh, no. I was going to ask you the exact same question. I was literally thinking about that. But here's the way I was going to ask the question. At the end, they do the thing they do in all these movies where they get locked in a room, like the A-Team, and then they tool up when they're in the room, and they'll get the MacGyver weapons together. Now, of the 4 of them, I'm going to rank them, right?
Right.
The water pistol and the condoms was the most effective weapon because it's water and you got lots of water and you could just spray them and you'd kind of be like everything. Followed by the crossbow. But what the fuck was that crossbow? Like, you could reload the crossbow. Like, surely you've got like 8 shots and then you've nothing left.
I thought that was the worst
one. Well, actually, the worst one. And then it was Harvey Keitel. No, the Harvey Keitel shotgun thing was stupid, but I'll allow it because it's shotgun, cross shotgun, fine. The worst one was the pneumatic drill with a stake in it. That was useless. Like, it's so unwieldy. Like, because immediately there's a whole scene like he gets another one, and then immediately it's broken. And he's trying to fight the big one, and he can't get it going. This is like the stupidest weapon I've ever seen in my life. Like, that would be absolutely pointless. You'd get one guy with it, and then 5 vampires would immediately jump on you. But it's movie logic. I could see why people would think it looked cool. But my least favorite was absolutely the pneumatic staking machine.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have put that. Well,
really? So you think it was better than shotgun?
I would have put it as the cross shotgun, holy water, the stake chainsaw thing, and then the crossbow.
I think the crossbow was. The crossbow was stupid. I will 100% because it was so useless. Like, how's she even good for that crossbow? Like, but whatever. Again, movie logic doesn't matter. But I just thought that the condoms with the water was so useful because it's like, well, because then he takes it hard. It just splats on his head. And his head disappears. Like, oh well. You should just be doing that to all of them. You should all just use the condoms. Just go out, just open the door and just keep throwing it at them.
What happens if they don't break?
Well, you poke some holes in them. I'd have just stayed in the room and just kept throwing the condoms full of water out.
That's the thing that annoyed me, because but I think there was a movie error, by the way. So they were already bashing on the door and all that sort of stuff, and then it
Yeah.
cuts to them making the weapons, and then it cuts to them coming back into the hallway to go to that door.
Yeah, they all left. They all went to stand back out in the main area.
Why?
Again, I
Move
know
logic.
things have just got to happen, but because you had the upper hand, vampires, when they were all there, you had the upper hand because you could just break down the door. But they didn't. And also, like, I find it hard to believe what that back room's got no other doors into it. It's fine. It's a movie. Who cares? But yeah, whatever. But I did want to. I'm glad to. I'm so glad that you wanted to talk about the weapons as well because they made me laugh so much. My favourite scene in the whole movie is the opening scene.
What?
I think when Sheriff McGraw comes in and is talking to Benny or whatever his name is, and they have that chat. I think it's brilliant because as soon as he goes out, like the guns in his face, he's like, "I think I deserve a fucking Oscar for how fucking natural I'm fucking being." And I thought that is amazing because the whole way through, he's been so calm and collected, and then obviously Quentin Tarantino's character is a liar, and he's like Richie. He's like, "I've seen him mouth help us," and he's like, "I didn't fucking say help us." Well, that was great.
I think the delusional stuff makes it a wee bit better. Because even the bit where what George Clooney calls him a fucking nut, is like, "You just call me a nut." He says, "No, I didn't," and then Chewie knocks him out. And then Juliet Lewis is like, "Thank you."
One punch. Yeah, those were good lines. Yeah, and that was Clooney was so kind of effortlessly cool and all that stuff as well. Like that's pretty badass. I like that.
Even the bit where like, I'll see the bit where Hayek says, "Oh, I'm going to make you my slave. You've got to be a dog, and you're going to be called like."
You will be called Spot.
Spot.
Yeah.
And he says, "No, thank you. I've already got a wife," and then shoots her. I was like, "Oh, it's so cool."
That was an ad lib by Clooney, and the only reason it's in the film because Rodriguez was going to cut it was because they put it in the trailer.
Oh, that's cool. That's funny.
Yeah. So there you go. Clooney was ad libbing the whole time.
What about the disco ball scene?
I think they just had to get a way to kill all the vampires. Like, well, that's a fun visual, so they just hit them. Also, why have they got this disco ball in there if this is the issue it can cause? But again, it doesn't matter.
What about the band? Because they technically don't die; they just disappear. Like they explode. But
well, they just explode themselves. It's like, is that a vampire power? Fuck you, everybody. Good night. Like, did they have like dynamite and then just ran out the back? Maybe.
But it's kind of cool that the flesh guitar.
Oh, it was so scary, man. See the human body guitar. I don't know how that would sound, to be honest. But that's good.
That's
I like that. A lot of the body parts that were lying around the bar were also leftover parts from other movies that they'd made. Another weird fact that was in it.
I love that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. But yeah, all in all, man, it was fun to go back and watch it. There was a couple of scenes when things were happening. You're like, "Oh, that's clearly a puppet. That's clearly a puppet." We should also mention the weird rat monster that Mr. Machine becomes, because that seems like, oh, now he's a rat monster and he's dead. That was cool. That was just an effect that they wanted to do, and that was all puppetry.
I don't know why they done that because that didn't make sense to me.
It was like just a weird thing. Oh, by the way, if you take they taking his head off was a callback because he'd said if you hit one hard enough, their head would come off. So he used the whip. That was the other reference I forgot. The whip was a reference to Trevor Belmont from the Castlevania video games, where Trevor Belmont uses a whip.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that's where that came from. So it's using a whip to defeat vampires. That's another Tarantino thing.
I thought that was just another cool. Indiana Jones nod.
No, that was specifically from that. So the two documentaries I watched claim anyway. I didn't find Tarantino specifically saying it, but it makes sense because he consumed a lot of like popular culture and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, if he wants to comment on our video, thank you.
If you would like to, Mr. Tarantino, we'd really appreciate it. As we say things that have been said many times by many people.
Who knows? This may be news to some people.
Yeah, I hope so.
I've ran out of stuff, by the way. I've literally ran out.
And that was pretty much. I think that was probably one of our better ones because we covered a lot of stuff. I'm not going to bother answering. We both like this movie, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, aye, definitely.
Oh, aye. Again, I would watch two separate movies. I'd watch the crime version of this, then I'd watch the vampire killer version of this. Although I think the vampire killer version of this actually exists already, and it's called Vampires, and it has who's the guy that voiced Hades and James Woods. That also exists.
It's not good. I think he's in the second one. Guy that did Terminator.
The guy that done what?
Terminator.
The second what? What we talking about here?
Star.
Oh, Robert Patrick.
He done the second From Dusk Till Dawn.
Really?
Aye,
I didn't
his
remember
face is actually in the poster. I seen that today.
Wow. Yeah, I've watched that film several times. Don't remember any of it. I just remember the guy that plays one of the drug dealers in Breaking Bad's in it.
Oh, Tuco.
I think Tuco. That's right. Yeah, Tuco. That's him. Yeah.
Oh, and one of the UFC fighters is in that.
So we kind of weirdly know a lot about the other movie as well.
But I've never seen them because I don't want the first one to be ruined for me.
No, they're not worth it. I mean, there's not one that you're like, oh, I'm glad they've done this. They do a lot of kind of weird stuff. It's not worth it. They're not good. This was an elevated B movie, and the other ones were just straight B movies. Mm-hmm. So it's like, well, what's the point then?
That's true. We both loved it. Don't know what else to say about it.
Right, absolutely. If you've not watched it, you should watch it. If you have watched it, watch it again. I genuinely, when I sat this morning, I was like, I can't be bothered sitting for 2 hours. And then after that first scene, I was like, this is a great movie, and like they are so good in this. I would argue Tarantino's not a good actor, but he was good in this role. But I think that role could have been played better by other people. But it's a Tarantino wanted it, so that's fine.
But he likes to be in his films. He's done it a few times.
I think he kind of gave up later on because he accepted he was never going to be a good actor. Mm-hmm. But he also knows what good acting is, which is good. But yeah. It was all absolutely great. Super happy about the whole thing. I'll have to make Sally talk about it in the next episode. Anyway, just to what's your take, Sally?
We'll get her back on next episode anyway. But I like, subscribe, and don't get wide.